Esselamu aleyküm ve rahmetullahi ve berekatühü. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters, friends of my life, friends of my heart,
hepinizi çok ama çok
I love you all very, very much
ve hepinizi çok ama çok özledik.
and missed you all very, very much as well.
Veren hepinize sonsuz
Asking Allah Ta'ala to grant upon you infinite happiness.
öyleyse Allah için olmalı.
Therefore you need to be for Allah.
Allah için yaşamalısınız
You need to live for Allah
ve mutlu olmalısınız.
and therefore be happy.
Kim başkalarını mutlu etmek istikametinde yaşıyorsa,
Whoever is living to make others happy,
başka insanları mutlu etmek
if their efforts are to make others happy,
insanlar ondan razı olurlar.
then the other people will be pleased with that individual.
Herkesin rızasını kazanmak
To have everybody's pleasure is the basic command of Allah.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
insanlar var. Başka insanlarla iyi geçinemezler.
there are people, they cannot get along with other people whatsoever.
Sinirlidirler.
They are always angry.
Davranış biçimleri hep diğerlerini rahatsız edecek özellikler taşır.
Their ways of behavior is always to upset other people.
Böyle insanların mutluluğu hiçbir zaman
Such people can never experience happiness and joy, my dear brothers and sisters.
mutluluğun yolu
The way to happiness
vermekten geçer.
is through making others happy.
Başkaları için yaşarsa,
Whoever is living for others,
başkalarını mutlu etmek için yaşarsa,
whoever lives to make others happy,
onlardır.
they are the happiest people in the world.
Onlara mutluluk yağmurlarını taşıyanlar.
They are the ones who bring the rains of happiness and joy to others.
Hep rahmet gönderir.
Allah sends rahmah,
Gönderir.
mercy,
Salavat gönderir.
fazl, virtues and salawat, blessings to people.
Hep bunun için açtır.
Therefore people's hearts are always hungry for these glories of Allah.
Bir insanın kalbine başlangıçta sadece %2
At the beginning,
girer.
2% mercy enters the heart of the individual. That's for the beginning.
Ama ondan sonra giren %98'i oluşturan sistem
But what will enter after that all the way to 98% is no longer mercy, they are the virtues.
rahmet nuru bir öncü unsurdur.
Mercy is the initial glory gets into the soul's heart.
Yedili
Since the system in the Quran is based on 7,
Allah Teala'nın o kişinin kalbine verdiği nurlar %7 artacağı için
and since the glories in the soul's heart will accumulate 7% at a time,
kişi mürşidine tabi olduktan sonra
after the individual takes a pledge of allegiance to a murshid, a cleansing of the soul starts.
zemin kattan birinci kataya kadar yükselecektir.
Spirit will go from ground level to the first of the heavens. Within that time, there will be only 7% virtue accumulation in the soul's heart.
İkinci gök
Once the spirit gets to second of the heavens, there is second 7% virtue accumulation in the soul's heart.
dördüncü,
But the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh of the heavens, there will be that many of 7% virtue accumulation in the soul's heart. It will be always 7% at a time.
biriktikçe
As these glories accumulate,
miktarı çoğalacaktır.
of course, the glories in the soul's heart will be increasing.
İşte 7 defa %7 nur
7 times 7% virtues equals to 49%.
bu %49 fazıl nuruna başlangıçta
Once you add 2% mercy accumulation that took place initially to this 49%,
sonuç yüzde
the total becomes 51% altogether.
Allah Teala başlangıçta zaten bir insanı nefsi %100 afetlerle, ruhu da %100
Allah Ta'ala initially created the soul with 100% vices and spirit with 100% righteousness.
Allah Teala onun içine mutlaka
As Allah creates the individual, as soon as the individual is born, Allah will blow a spirit from His own spirit into the individual, and spirit will take the shape of the individual.
nefsi ve ruhu
The individual himself,
aleme ait
his soul, and his spirit. There are three different bodies belonging to three different worlds.
emr aleminin varlığı,
Spirit belongs to Emir world, world of orders. Soul belongs to Barzakh world, world for souls.
fizik vücutta,
And physical body belongs to physical world.
fizik vücut, nefs ve ruh bir üçlü oluştururlar.
Physical body, soul, and spirit are a trio.
Başka bir alemin.
Each of these bodies belong to a different world.
Sadece ruh mahluk değildir.
Only the spirit is not a creature, it is the spirit of Allah.
Fizik vücutta
Yet
mahluktur.
both soul and physical body are creatures. They are both created by Allah. Yet spirit is not created.
Allah tarafından o kişiye
Therefore the spirit is blown into every individual directly from Allah, as it is the spirit of Allah.
öyleyse sevgili kardeşlerim bir
My dear brothers and sisters,
saf,
hence you have a spirit which is totally pure.
muhtevası %100 haslet.
It is 100% full of righteousness.
Bir de nefsimiz var.
We also have a soul, it is 100% full of vices.
Bu bir denge unsurudur.
This is a matter of balance initially given to us. At the beginning we have our spirit along with our soul. Soul is 100% full of vices and spirit is 100% full of righteousness. We have a total balance.
Sonra ne yapıyoruz? Allah
But what happens then? What is the command of Allah?
ruhumuzu
The command of Allah is to render our spirit back to Allah as we are still living the life of this world
evliyası ol.
and to become a saint of Allah.
Evliya nedir? Evliya
What is a saint? Saint is a friend of Allah.
dost demek.
Veli in Arabic is a friend, and evliya is the plural of that.
Ama dilimizde
Friends.
evliya kelimesi tekil
Yet
olarak
in many languages they use evliya as a singular form.
Hacı Bektaş Veli mi?
Therefore when we say Hacı Bektaş Veli, they say evliya. He is a saint of Allah.
Pir Sultan Aptal
Pir Sultan Abdal,
evliyadır derler.
he is evliya, a saint of Allah, they say.
Hacı Bektaş Veli
Just like Hacı Bektaş Veli.
evliyadır derler.
They are all evliya for them.
O da evliyadır.
Our Yunus, he is also evliya for them, a saint of Allah.
Dostlarım,
My dear brothers and sisters, friends of my life, friends of my heart.
onlar velidir demek.
Actually, they should say they are veli.
Bir,
Veli is singular.
evliya kelimesi
Evliya is plural.
çoğuldur. Ama dilimize evliya kelimesi de tekil olarak
Yet it is very common to use evliya in a singular form. That's only natural.
ister öyle kullanın evliya kelimesini
Either use it that way, singular way, or plural way,
kullanın tekil olarak.
or you use veli instead of that. They are both correct grammatically.
Ama diğeri de herkesin alıştığı bir dizayndır ve insanlar arasında
Since it is common,
farklılığı.
therefore it is very reasonable to use.
Evvela
My dear brothers and sisters, first of all you need to think that
Allah'a ulaşmayı dilemişseniz
if you made the wish to reach Allah, as soon as you made the wish,
bilin ki
clearly you need to know that
seviliyorsunuz.
you are loved by Allah.
Allah sevgisi, Allah'ın sevgisi sizi de kucaklamış durumda.
Love of Allah will embrace you from that point on. It is also embracing you.
Çünkü siz
Why?
Allah'a ulaşmayı dileyerek
Because as you made the wish to reach Allah,
yaklaşımında, Allah'a yaklaşmakta,
you put the first step to get closer to Allah in order to render your spirit back to Allah.
7. kademede Allah'ın ermiş evliyası olmak şerefine
And therefore you have the honor to become a saint of Allah.
kim Allah'a mülaki olmayı dilerse,
Whoever wishes to become mulaki to Allah, in other words,
Allah'a
whoever wishes to render the spirit back to Allah before death, making such a wish from the heart truly,
Allah o kişiyi mutlaka kendisine ulaştırır.
Allah certainly delivers that individual back to himself.
Bana ulaşmayı dilerse
Allah Ta'ala says, whoever wishes to reach me, I deliver them to myself.
o kişi, bana ulaşmayı dileyen kişi
In other words, the individual who is wishing to reach me will not render the spirit back to me.
onun ruhunu
I'll make that spirit return back to me, says Allah Ta'ala.
ne diyordu Allah Teala? Allahu veliyyül
As Allah Ta'ala says, Allahu veliyyullezine amenu yuhrucunehum mine zulümati ilen nuri.
Allah amini olanların dostudur.
Allah is the friend of the amini ones. Veli is a friend.
Allah
Allahu, Allah,
velisidir.
veli'u, friend of ellezine. They are
Aminu.
aminu,
Amini olan
who are aminu.
dur.
Allah is the friends of the aminu ones.
Amini olan
In other words, Allah is the friends of the aminu people.
yuhricuhum,
Yuhrijuhum,
onları
exports them,
çıkarır.
takes them out of mine zulümati,
Zulmetten,
from tyranny,
karanlıklardan,
from darknesses.
zulmetlerden, zulmet kelimesi.
Zulümat is tyranny,
Zulmet karanlık, zulümat karanlık.
as it is darkness in plural.
Mine zulümati
Mine zulümati ilen nuri,
ila en-nuri.
ila en nuri,
Nura.
into glory.
Allah Teala onları
Allah takes them from darknesses into glory.
nura çıkarır. Ne yapar? O kişinin kalbini
What is it that Allah does? Allah fills the heart of the individual with glories.
İşte böyle bir dizaynda o kişinin kalbi
In such a design,
49 eder.
the individual's heart will receive 7 times 7% virtues, which is 49%, along with the 2% mercy that Allah sent initially.
7 defa 7 49 eder. Bu 7 defa %50'lik nur her katta %7 olarak
As there will be 7% virtue accumulation at every level of heavens. As the soul goes through Immare, Levvame, Mülhime, Mutmainne, Radiye, Mardiye, and Teskiye levels,
7 tane kademe.
these are 7 stages. Let's count them again.
Mare,
Immare,
levvame,
Levvame,
mülhime,
Mülhime,
mutmainne,
Mutmainne,
radiye,
Radiye,
mardiye,
Mardiye,
teskiye.
and Teskiye.
Her biri
Each one of them is referring to a level of heaven.
bir ruhun Allah'a ulaşabilmesi,
A spirit to be able to return back to Allah
aşmak
requires to go through 7 of the heavens.
bütün insanlar için Allah'ın gerçeği,
And that is the truth of Allah for every individual.
7. gök katında
At the 7th of the heavens,
alem bir
spirit will go through 7 worlds.
ve Sidret-i Münteha'dan
And from Sidratul Muntaha with a vertical journey,
zatına
it will reach Allah.
Sidret-i Münteha'ya ulaşabilmesi neyle mümkün?
It can only get to Sidratul Muntaha after fulfilling its zikr within the zikr cells.
Burasıyla mümkün. Zikir hücreleri 2 metre
where the zikr cells are approximately 2 meter high,
küresel
clear spheres.
zikir bölümleri şeffaf, içindekiler
They are transparent,
açık bir şekilde görünüyor
as you can see what's in that sphere.
ve orada zikircilerinde zikirlerini tamamlayanlar
Those spirits that complete zikr in the zikr cells get to Sidratul Muntaha from there,
sitre ağaç demek.
as Sidra means
Son
tree.
son demek.
Muntaha is the last.
Sitretin münteha
Sidratul Muntaha is the tree at the last point,
sondaki varlıklar aleminin son noktasındaki ağaç.
which is the last point at the point of existence.
Ruh
From there, the vertical journey spirit reaches Allah on its own,
altında.
and it disappears in Allah.
Çünkü Allah emanetini emanet olarak verdiği ruhu
Because Allah wants the spirit back, as Allah gave that as a trust.
ne demek istiyor Allah Teala onları
What does Allah Ta'ala mean, indicating Allah delivers them from tyranny into glory,
karanlıktır.
as the soul's heart is pitch dark at the beginning?
Allah'a ruhunu ulaştırmayı
Individual who is not wishing to render the spirit back to Allah, each and every individual who is in that condition, their soul's heart is 100% full of darkness.
karanlık olan kalbi aydınlığa ulaştırabilmek bir tek istikamette
There is only one way to deliver that heart that is full of pitch darkness into glory, and that is zikr,
ne?
repeating the name of Allah, saying Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah, repeating one after another
Bu
through loud zikr, which is called
açık zikirdir.
regular zikr.
Herkes bunun sizin tarafınızdan söylendiğini bilir.
Anybody can hear that you are repeating the name of Allah.
Ama eğer siz bunu iç sesinizle
But if you repeat the name of Allah with your inner voice, even without using your mouth,
eğer diliniz de kımıldamıyorsa
even if your tongue is not moving,
hafi zikir olur.
that is the concealed zikr.
Gizli zikir. Başkaları sizin zikrettiğinizi
The others
normal
cannot tell that you're doing zikr naturally.
Eğer çok yakından size bakarlarsa
If they get so close to look at you,
devamlı
then they will realize that your tongue is moving,
küçük hareketlerle
which is very small motion to repeat the name of Allah.
vereceklerdir. İşte daimi zikrin sahiplerinin hepsi aynı durumdadır. Dilleri
All people of continuous zikr are in that form.
kesintisiz bir şekilde
Their tongue slowly move
bütün şartlarda
in a very slow motion, repeating the name of Allah.
işte onlar zikri daimin sahipleri.
They are the owners of continuous zikr.
Sahipleridir. Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
müracaat edin.
ask Allah.
İsteyin.
Ask Allah's help.
Evvela zikredeceksiniz.
First, you will do zikr.
Günün yarısından az zikirdir bu.
That is less than half of the day.
Geçirir.
Then you will get into phase of much zikr, which is more than half of the day doing zikr.
Zikri daimdir.
Stage after that is continuous zikr.
Öyleyse önemli bir konuda mı konuşuyoruz?
Is this an important concept?
Manevi tekamülünün, manevi gelişmesinin en üstün aracı ve
The highest tool and most functional tool of a spiritual progress is zikr, as the glories will be brought in through zikr.
başka hiçbir müessese
No other concept but zikr can bring the glories into your soul's heart. There is only one name,
Allah kerimesi.
name of Allah.
Öyleyse kim Allah kelimesini tekrar ederse,
Therefore, whoever repeats the name of Allah loud, saying Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah,
bu cehri zikirdir.
that is loud zikr.
Herkesin görebildiği.
Zikr in the open, that everybody can hear.
Kim aynı işlemi yine dudaklarını kımıldatarak
The individual may do the same thing using the lips but without any sound.
sessiz zikirdir.
That is concealed zikr.
Dudaklarını da kımıldatmadan bunu yapabiliyorsa kişi,
If the individual can also do that without using the lips, as the teeth may move a little bit as the jaw will move without anybody noticing, that is also concealed zikr.
zikirdir. İşte devamlı olabilecek olan nitelik bu üçüncüsündedir.
And the third one can be the continuous. Only the concealed zikr can be continuous. At every occasion and circumstance, the individual is doing zikr.
Kulağını yastığa,
When this individual goes to sleep, will go to sleep, his ear being on the pillow.
kurmuştur
His bed is set towards the Kaaba,
ve
as he is facing Kaaba on his right hand side.
Allah kelimesini kesintisiz bir şekilde
And will repeat the name of Allah constantly.
gayreti bu istikamettedir.
That's
Evvela
what his efforts are for.
uyandığı zaman zikretmediğini görecektir.
First, when he wakes up, he will realize that he is not doing zikr. His body couldn't adapt to it yet.
Zikre,
But as soon as he wakes up, he will start doing zikr right away.
uyandığı an hemen zikre başlaması,
For him to start zikr right away, doesn't matter what he is doing. Then for him to forget doing zikr, then something to remind him zikr again, and for him to start doing zikr right away.
tekrar eden
This will be a daily thing that will be repeating
davranış biçimi
on and off as his way of behavior. But within time,
hatırlatmaya başlar.
everything will start reminding him zikr. Walls, the pictures on the walls, the doors, windows, his friends, friends of Allah, for him to remember Allah.
Hatırlatacaktır.
Everything will remind him zikr.
Bunlarla ama arkasından hemen tekrar
There will be occasions that he will not remember, but he will get himself together and he will try to increase his zikr.
arttırdıkça
As he increases the zikr,
bunun arttığını görmek
he will realize that his happiness and joy is increasing as well. Realizing that
daha çok
will make him to do more and more zikr. That feeling will make him to do more and more zikr.
böyle bir dizayn onun adım adım hedefine yaklaşmasını temin eder.
And such a design will help him to get closer to
Kalbi
continuous zikr.
hedefin sahibi ise
Because if the heart of the individual is willing for that, if the individual is willing to get to continuous zikr, as Allah looks into your heart,
talep varsa
if there is such a wish in your heart,
adım
then
birinizi
gradually
görürsünüz.
you increase your zikr.
Gayret edin,
You persevere and ask help from Allah.
yapacağınızı
You will realize that you will succeed.
biz de sizler için bize de haber verin.
And let me know as well, and I will pray for you to get to continuous zikr as well.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
herkes başka kardeşlerinin de kendisi için dua etmesini ister.
everybody wants other people to pray for them as well, but that is also a gain for them.
Diğer birisi A için dua ediyorsa
If somebody is praying for A to get to continuous zikr,
bir süre sonra B de A için dua etmeye
after a while, B will also start praying for A.
Böylece insanlar birbirleri için dua edecekler.
In this regard, people will be praying for each other. Therefore, many people will be praying for one individual,
Birini giderek arttıracak.
and that individual will increase zikr more and more and more.
Daimi zikrin.
And one day will be the owner of continuous zikr.
İşte dünyadaki en mutlu
those happiest people in the world are the owners of continuous zikr.
Nefslerinin kalbinde afetler kalmadığı için
Since there are no more vices in their soul's heart, they are the happiest people in the world.
emirlerini her halükarda
In any case, in any circumstance, they always fulfill the commands of Allah, regardless what they are.
Allah onlara ne emrederse
Whatever Allah commands them,
gerçekleştirir.
they certainly fulfill them.
Bunu yaparken sadece onların iradeleri mi hüküm fermadır? Hayır.
When they are doing this, is that their own free will? Not at all.
Teşkil eder.
Free will is only a small portion of that.
Allah
What makes everything get to result
olağanüstü
is the great help of Allah for that individual.
zikri sevmeye başlar.
That individual starts loving zikr.
Zikri artar,
As he loves more, his zikr increases. As his zikr increases,
artar.
his love increases as well.
Sevgisi arttıkça bu sevgi zikri arttırır.
Love increases zikr,
Artan zikir
and
daha çok sevgi.
increasing zikr brings more love.
Çünkü nefretin bütünüyle kalpten ayrılmasını temin eden şey
Because what eliminates hatred altogether is the increasing zikr.
daha çok
As the zikr increases, there will be more negative factors eliminated,
faktörler
and those negative factors will be replaced with positive ones.
daha güzele,
And therefore the individual will be getting to a better, and a better place.
bütün afetlerin temizleneceği
That will be a point
doğru
where all vices will be eliminated out of the soul's heart.
her günü bir evvelkinden daha mutlu olan birisi olacaktır.
Individual will be happier every day.
Kalbindeki afetler bu tempo ile devam ettiği için
Since the individual continues with increasing zikr,
diğerleri
after a while there will be no more vices and everything will be conquered with glories.
parıldayanlardır.
They are the ones who have bright hearts.
Şu şekilde kapatıp da gözlerine bastırdıkları zaman
When they close their eyes and press their eyes,
nurları görürler.
they certainly see the glories.
Bu olan gözlerde böyle bir basınç, eğer kalp nurlanmışsa kalbin nuru
Such a pressure in the closed eyes, if the heart is glorified, will make the individual see the glories.
ve bu dünyayı görüyor.
Your eyes are seeing this world right now.
Gözlerinize dayayıp da
Once you put your two hands on your eyes
biraz basınç yaparsanız
and pressure your eyes a little bit,
görmeye başlayacaksınız.
then you will start seeing the glories of your heart.
Ancak
You will see bright glories, and you will go through those beautiful notions,
nurları göreceksiniz.
and you will see the glories.
Eğer kalbinizde nur varsa
If there are glories in your heart, it is not possible for you not to see.
kalbinizdeki nurlar tamamlanacaktır.
One day the glories in your soul's heart will be completed. Then you will see total brightness, 100% glories.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
Allah'ın dostu olursanız
if you become a friend of Allah,
ziyaret edecekler.
then the angels will visit you as well.
Melekleri kalp gözünüz açıldığı zaman
Once the eye of your heart opens, you will see the angels.
olurlar. Çok sayıda melek.
They will be with you every night. Numerous of angels.
Kanatları omuzlarından daha yukarı kadar çıkabilen,
Their
arkaya
wings will be higher than their shoulders, going backwards.
melekler. Her gece onları görebilirsiniz.
Every night you may see them as the eye of your heart opens.
Daimi bir huzur vesilesi olacak.
Then they will bring peace into you.
Onlar ayakta olurlar.
They will be always standing up
Omuzlarından yukarıdan doğru
as their wings over their shoulders,
aşağı inen,
from their shoulders going down.
daha yukarıda olan alt ucu ayaklarınızda yaklaşır.
Upper portion will be over their shoulders and lower portion will be closer to their feet.
Dizinizden daha aşağı kadar inebilen.
It will be lower than your knees actually.
Kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
her gece kalp gözü açık olanlar
those whose eyes of the hearts are open,
kendilerine tahsis edilen
they can see the angels that are designated for them. They are your helpers.
onlar sizinle beraber vardırlar.
They are with you.
Olmaktan mutluluk duyacak şekilde yaratılmışlardır.
They are created to be happy with you as well.
Bu dediğim şeyleri görebilenler,
Those who can see what I'm saying right now,
kalp gözü açılanlardır.
those brothers are the ones with the eyes of the hearts open.
Kişi kendine düşenleri yaparsa
If the individual fulfills what they need to in this dargah,
açan
then their eyes of the heart will be certainly open.
değer verdiği bir dergahtır.
This is the dargah that Allah values so much.
Dergahıdır.
This is the dargah of the Imam of the time.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
gördüğünüz zaman
let me know as well when you see, so I will share your joys.
haber verenin
Let me know and I will ask right away and I will get the answer from Allah right away as well.
sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
Allah'a yakın olmak,
to be close to Allah,
dostu olmak,
to be a friend of Allah,
her gece uyumadan evvel o melekleri
to be able to see the angels before going to bed through the eyes of the heart.
Allah Teala'nın çok büyük bir nimeti sevgili kardeşlerim.
That's a great blessing of Allah, my dear brothers and sisters.
Kapıları açmış.
And Allah opens the doors for everyone, waiting for them.
Size de
To you, to you as well, to each and every one of you. The doors are open for everyone.
sizi arttırın.
Only if you increase your zikr.
Kişiler onları hep birer birer
Those who get to continue zikr, they will certainly see each and every one of these.
zikir yaparak uyumak,
Then going into sleep, doing zikr, to be with them
gölgesinde olmak,
and to be within their shadow.
onların bir nevi muhafazasında olmak.
In a way, to be within their guardianship. That's a great blessing of Allah.
Bu tarifimden
From this description, I'm sure you have a vision.
onu görmeniz için
In order to see that, ask Allah's help.
inşallah sizi de Allah Teala bu güzellikleri gösterecek.
Inshallah, Allah will show you these beautiful notions and have you go through them as well. They are your helpers.
Hani cinlerin rahatsız ettiği insanlar vardır.
As there are people who are bothered by demons, by jinn.
Meleklerin muhafazasında olduğu cihetle cinler, negatif cinler, kötü niyetli.
Such people, since they are within the guardianship of angels, those demons can never come closer to them.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
bunlar Allah'ın mutluluk reçeteleri.
these are the happiness prescriptions of Allah.
Hepsini
Once you get to continue zikr, you will also go through these as
o
well.
zaman sakın korkmayın.
Once you see them, don't be afraid.
Sizin için varlar, sizi muhafaza
They are for you in order to guard you, to help you,
sizi mutlu etmek için.
to make you happy.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
çok iyi
if you can get into a very good relationship with Allah,
göreceksiniz ki dünya gerçekten
you will realize that the world is a worthy of living in.
fizik alemde şartlar ne olursa olsun
Doesn't matter what the conditions are within the physical world.
olan manevi alemdeki hayatınız,
Important thing is your life in the spiritual world.
o meleklerle beraber olmak,
In that world, to be with those angels,
bu
that is a great joy of Allah.
nöbetçileriniz olarak yer alırlar.
They will be right to you as your guards.
Hep sizi teşhir ederler. Uyandığınız zaman da
They will be constantly with you.
gözlerinizi kapayıp
When you wake up, you close your eyes and you still see them.
sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
beraberlikte
within a unity with Allah,
kalp gözünüzü açmışsa
if Allah opened the eye of your heart,
güzel.
then everything is so wonderful.
Dilinen tarifi gayrimümkün.
It is very impossible to explain through words.
İşte böyle diyorlar.
That's what they say.
Tarifi,
It is very impossible to explain through words.
sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
gramer kaidelerine uygun değil ama
yes, grammatically it may not be correct, but it is beautiful. And that is very commonly used in Anatolia. It is not possible to explain through words. If you want, you can ask Yaşar Kemal. I've heard it from him.
sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
Allah Teala ile dostluğunuz
your friendship with Allah
kazanmalı ki
should get to a level that
kendisine bağlıdır,
which is based on your zikr as well.
açılsın.
That will bring you to the point of opening the eye of your heart.
Yerimi görmeye çalışın.
Try to see what I'm explaining to you right now.
Kulağınız açılsın. Allah'ın
Have the ear of your heart open and try to hear what Allah says.
eğer daimi zikre
And
olacak,
if you get to continue zikr once,
göreceksiniz hem de
you will both see
hissedeceksiniz.
and hear aside from feeling it.
Allah'ın sizinle konuştuğunu
That Allah is talking to you, as you will realize.
Allah herkesle konuşmaya hazırdır.
Allah is ready to talk to everyone,
O olgunluk kademesine ulaşması,
but people needs to get to that spiritual maturity point for them to be ready to hear Allah.
senin
Continuous zikr
açan
opens the door for each and every one of these. That's the only key that opens that door.
niçin?
Why?
Çünkü ancak daimi zikre ulaşan insanlar
Only those who can get to continuous zikr
elindeki bütün afetleri,
are the ones who eliminated all vices from their soul's heart.
onlar için düşman olabilecekleri hiç kimse mevcut olamaz.
There can be no one for them to consider as an enemy.
Yapılır,
Can't the friends of Allah be harmed? Of course.
kötülük ederler.
People may do all kinds of nasty things to them.
Allah'ın dostları
Yet the friends of Allah
kötülük
can never retaliate those people.
yapmaları mümkün değil.
That is not possible for them to do that
Sorumlu altında.
because they are within the control of Allah.
Bu anlattığım görüntü sadece bir işaret.
What I'm explaining to you is only a sign.
Hangi seviyede
The visions are only a sign.
iyi gördüğünün işareti.
It is a sign what the individual may see. Only those may know.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
dostluğu alelade bir dostluk değildir.
friendship to Allah is not a regular friendship.
Bütün güzellikleri sizler için yaşatmış.
Allah Ta'ala created all beautiful notions for you,
Yaşatıyor.
created them and for you to go through them.
Bugün bunları kalp gözünüz açıldıktan sonra
After the eye of your heart opens through continuous zikr,
kalmadığı noktada
when there are no more vices in your soul's heart,
görebilecek.
you will only able to see each and every one of these as well.
Göreceksiniz.
You will see them every night.
Onlar sizin nöbetçileriniz.
They are your guardians.
Allah'ın bütün güzelliklerini
As you will go through all beautiful notions of Allah,
göreceksiniz.
you will see the universe.
Bu dünyadan
As you will leave this world through the eye of the heart,
çok şeyleri
and you will learn many things
öğreneceksiniz.
through seeing.
Devrin imamı
When it comes to Imams of the times, they also see Allah Himself.
hayatınızın en mutlu anı odur.
And that is the happiest time of your life. The time that you see Him first time.
Sevgili kardeşlerim,
My dear brothers and sisters,
dostlarım,
friends of my life, friends of my heart,
ne güzel.
everything is so wonderful.
Tam Orhan Kemal'in dediği gibi
Just like Orhan Kemal says,
dilenen tarifi
It is not possible to explain through words.
Allah Teala'nın hepinize
Asking Allah Ta'ala to grant upon you infinite happiness. Asking that from the Almighty, I finish my statements at this point, inshallah.
El Fatiha ve as salavat.